The essential understanding for this lesson is two-dimensional shapes have attributes that define them and make them different from one another. Previously, students used attributes, such as the number of sides and the number of vertices, to define two-dimensional shapes. In this lesson, students extend this work as they differentiate between attributes that do and do not define a shape. This problem is key because it requires students to consider which attributes define a triangle and which attributes do not. Listen and look for students who say that the figures are not the same kind of shape because they are different colors and sizes. Remind these students that two-dimensional shapes can be defined by the number of straight sides and vertices. Have students count the number of straight sides and vertices each figure has. Then, ask them to tell what these figures all have in common. Listen and look for other students who say that the figures are all the same kind of shape because they are all closed figures with 3 straight sides and 3 vertices. They may even name the figures as triangles. Listen for some of these students to point out that the shapes have different colors, sizes, and position, but all of them are triangles. These students understand that two-dimensional shapes have some attributes that define them, such as the number of straight sides and vertices. They also have other attributes, such as color, size, and position, that do not define what shape they are. Understanding the attributes that define two-dimensional shapes will help students create the shapes.
Are these all the same kind of shape?
Let's find out.
How are these shapes alike? One way they are alike is they all have 4 sides and 4 vertices. They are also all closed shapes. How are these shapes different? They are different colors and sizes. They are also in different positions. Shapes are defined by the number of straight sides and vertices, and whether they are closed or not. This is a closed shape. It has 4 vertices and 2 pairs of sides that are the same length. What is the name for a shape that is a closed figure and has 4 vertices and 2 pairs of sides that are the same length? This shape is a rectangle. Are all of these shapes rectangles? Yes, they all have the traits needed for rectangles. Why are these shapes not the same kind of shape? This shape has 4 sides and 4 vertices. This shape has no vertices. This shape has 6 sides and 6 vertices. Shapes are not defined by color. Even though the shapes are the same color, they are not the same kind of shape. These shapes are all blue, but there is a rectangle, a circle, and a hexagon. What is each of these shapes? How do you know? These are all rectangles. Each one is a closed shape with 4 sides and 4 vertices. 2 pairs of sides on each shape are the same length. Are all of the rectangles in the same position? No, they are not all in the same position. Are all of the rectangles the same size? No, they are not all the same size. Does size or position determine if the shapes are rectangles? No, shapes are not defined by size or position. Now you know which attributes define shapes and which attributes do not.